Welcome back to another video. It is me, the Prodigious. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to how Steven Fernandez took over skateboarding, then lost everything. I don't know anything about this guy. I saw it on my feed, and I figured, why not? This would be a good video to react to because some of you may know him. I have no idea about him, and I kind of want to learn about the history of YouTube and these creators. So we're gonna go ahead. This is a 13-minute video, so go ahead and get your popcorn, get a soda, get a popsicle. Go get your sister, your girlfriend, whoever, your family member, and just sit back, relax, and watch the video. So let's go ahead and just jump right into this and react to this.
Okay.
Steven Fernandez, aka Baby Scumbag, or more recently known as Lil Cloud, was a skateboarder from Panorama City who grew up in Compton and quickly rose to stardom through his crazy YouTube videos. His brother introduced him to skateboarding at 9 years old, and within a couple of years, he already had big name sponsors and huge connections with pro skaters like Nick.
Wait, what
within a couple of years, he already stardom through his crazy YouTube videos. His brother introduced him to skateboarding at 9 years old, and within a couple of years, he already had big name sponsors and huge connections with pro skaters like Nick Tucker and rappers such as Mac Miller and Schoolboy Q. Despite growing up in poverty, I think it's safe to say that in a way, Steven was in the right place at the right time. But how was this kid introduced to all these celebrities? And who was the one really pulling all the strings to build his career? A lot of things still remain unclear, but I was lucky enough to sit down and interview somebody from Steven's team for the second part of this video, so make sure you stick around for that. Now, he didn't just blow up because of these crazy connections. Steven was really good at skating, and his YouTube videos had the perfect balance between funny shenanigans and fire skate content, all while being played by the character of Baby Scumbag, a funny, charismatic kid who lived in the ghetto. It was the perfect recipe for success. Steven continued posting these wild-ass videos messing with girls, which would later end up being used against him in court, but we'll get to that in a minute. Since Steven's videos appealed to more than just skateboarders, he was able to grow a huge die-hard fan base of teenage boys and girls. And as weird as it sounds, even a lot of older females were into this kid. During Steven's career, he sold out multiple meetup events, launched his own clothing brand called Honey, and was getting millions of views across all his platforms. He was living many people's dream at such a young age, but the thing that came next would result in him losing everything. On December 17th, 2015, news broke out that Steven was arrested for using his celebrity status to exploit an underage girl.
Wait. 15-year-old YouTube star and skateboarder Steven Fernandez was arrested Wednesday. Cops say he used his celebrity status to sexually exploit an underage girl. Law enforcement tells DMZ Fernandez met a 12-year-old girl in his hometown of Compton last month and allegedly promised he'd introduce her to big-name celebrities in exchange for sexual acts. We're told the girl agreed, and a sexual act was committed.
Celebrity status to exploit an underage girl.
15, an underage girl. According to the LAPD, an investigation began last month. The alleged victim told Scott Fernandez lured her into her car, promised to introduce her to celebs. Dad later turned himself in. Cops are still looking for more possible.
His manager, Jose, was also arrested after detectives pretended to be the 12-year-old girl and scheduled to meet up with him. After the story aired, it was picked up by almost every news source, and Steven's name was torn apart. They used a lot of his old videos against him, and it didn't really help having the and Steven's name was torn apart. They used a lot of his old videos.
What are you doing, man?
It didn't really help having the name Baby Scumbag. He lost his sponsors and even got his own clothing brand taken away from him before even getting a chance to tell his side of the story. Some time went on, and Steven ditched the nickname Baby Scumbag and started going by the name Lil Cloud. He would go on to upload a handful of songs to his YouTube channel in 2016, but that was pretty much it. It wasn't until August 2017, almost 2 years later, that he finally made a video addressing the accusations. He was definitely being really vague with his words in this video due to the open case, but he basically denied all the claims against his name.
She was 12 years old, and for my manager to be accused of this, it was like real gnarly, like.
About 1 week later, No Jumper uploaded an interview with Steven where he went a little more into detail.
This girl did say like, oh yeah, Steven told me to do this. Steven was the person, like, Steven told me to meet up with his manager. I'm like, man, I barely know this girl. Like, I did get her number. I'm not going to front about that. But I didn't know they were texting each other like that.
After that interview, Steven remained active on Twitter up until April 21st, 2018, where his last tweet would read, "I would think this pain would disappear by now. I'm sorry I failed you guys," making it clear that he was still going through a tough time. He went on to post one last song on November 26, 2018, which is still the last video on his YouTube channel to this day. His fans haven't heard from him in 3.5 years. He just kind of disappeared.
Damn.
After doing some research, I came across a YouTube channel called Rose Love, which is a clothing brand that Steven seems to be affiliated with. They posted a commercial with him on September 1st, 2021, and fans were excited, but apparently this commercial was just a throwback from 2018. Rose Love stated this in a comment, but hinted at the fact that they might work with Steven on a future project. This implies that they're still in touch with Steven. When I went to their About section, I found this guy that goes by the name Droppin' Hammers on Instagram. At first glance, it looks like an inactive page. I mean, he hasn't posted since 2016. But I dug a little deeper and noticed him replying to comments earlier this year, so I reached out to him. I explained what I was doing and my intentions with this video, and he actually ended up being down for an interview, but he told me he would rather his face not be shown on camera, so I decided it would be easier to do it over the phone. You want to just introduce yourself briefly?
So my name is George Morales, and I'm a skateboard filmer, videographer, and I've been doing this for maybe about 10 years or so.
How did you originally connect with Steven, and what type of role did you play in his life?
So I met Steven maybe, I think it was 2011. I met Steven through a mutual friend, Berger, which was Steven's cousin. He's actually the guy that's like pretty much responsible for most of Steven's career. They used to own a company called Produce Headwear. He used to have a bunch of writers, Nick Tucker, Boo Johnson, Terry Kennedy. Through that is pretty much when I met Steven, and they were working on Steven's, pretty much bringing Steven up, like trying to create him to be a pro skater and stuff like that.
Okay, so they were already working on that? That was like their goal already?
Yeah, so pretty much Steven used to get brought over to Jose's house pretty much to get babysat by Jose.
Okay. He was that young?
And, yeah, he was like 10 years old in 2011. 10 or 11. I think he was going on 11 in 2011. Yeah, so he was a little kid. And Jose was probably maybe about 17, 18. I guess Steven, the whole premise behind like Baby Scumbag and stuff was Jose's idea, but with he wanted to do it with another cousin, not Steven, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, so his original plan for like the whole Baby Scumbag character was originally intended for somebody else, his other cousin?
Yeah, exactly. So before it was Steven, he tried something similar like that with YouTube with his cousin Joe.
Okay, that's interesting. So the idea for Baby Scumbag came before Steven.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh damn, I didn't know that. When did Jose become like his actual manager? What, did it just kind of happen like slowly?
I guess Jose was labeled the manager more so when stuff started popping off.
Damn, you gotta go
in
too.
his career. Kind of like people would always kind of like question like, oh, who's this guy? Who are you? What do you guys do? Like, why are you guys like so close to this kid? People who were around kind of labeled him that. He never really gave himself that label like, oh, I'm his manager. It was more so like, we were at a with a skate company, and that's his manager, Jose. But I guess he was like the brains behind the operation kind of thing.
Okay,
like, oh, let's do this prank. What do you think, Steven? And Steven was like, yeah, I'm down. And then, would like kind of practice it, and then, and before we actually did it, if that makes sense.
That leads me into one of my other questions. I was gonna ask like how much control Steven had over like videos and decisions, or if it was mainly just his manager at the time.
There was times where I guess Jose, like, they would do something, and then like Steven would kind of pull me to the side and say I didn't really want to do it. So I don't know if like, because I was there most of the time as far as like throughout his career, but there was like days where I would, because I did work a regular job at the time too.
Yeah.
So there was times where I couldn't be there, and it was just Jose and him, or it would be Jose. And Steven has a bunch of like family, but he has like two other main brothers. So yeah, there was days where I couldn't go, and Steve kind of made me do it, like almost like peer pressure type of thing. So it was like I always saw the relationship more like big brother, little brother.
Was there ever a point where you thought like maybe things were going a little too far, or like the people he started hanging around, anything like that, like going in a bad direction, or maybe the videos? Steven
had like different personalities, you get what I'm saying? I would say in a good way. The typical Steven, like outside cameras that weren't rolling and stuff like that, he was pretty quiet. Then there would be times where like he would just naturally get hyper and turn up, his age and stuff. He was like pre-teen, teen. So there was times where he would like do extra stuff like that. And then I think where stuff went in the wrong direction was more so when I stopped being involved. That's when I felt like Jose was more controlling. in the sense of like, nah, like now we're starting to, contracts are coming in, bigger companies are starting to show up. People want to give us bigger amounts of money. I wouldn't say necessarily like bad people coming around, because it wasn't really never nobody bad around us. It was all, I think the worst person was Jose's ego that kind of got involved.
What about as far as like social media goes? Like, how much control did Steven have over his own like Instagram and YouTube?
That's a tough one, but Steven did have access to his social medias, but you know, Jose's the one who created Steven's account. So that's what people don't know. You know, that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like Jose is the one who created baby scumbag persona pretty much.
Look at the guy in the background.
In this case, he got it hacked.
Okay.
Oh, he got his Instagram hacked during his case?
Yeah, so do you remember that whole scandal when, you know, it was everywhere? It was on TMZ, it was on all the skate fucking vlogs and all that shit. I think like that week everything came out is when Steven's account got hacked. The thing that's kind of fucked up about the whole situation was he was signed to an agency called Wazerman. He had like managers and stuff like that, and nobody really tried to help him after that happened.
When the case comes out, you know, TMZ's posting it and they're spinning it a certain way, and then obviously you got the people in the comments like hating, like calling them names, calling Steven this, accusing them of things that weren't even in the articles and all that. I know Steven made a video about it and then just kind of briefly talked about it on the No Jumper, but is there anything like that you think the people watching deserve to know, like shed some light on?
I personally think that nothing should have happened to Steven. I know that a lot of people already didn't like him because they thought he was a cocky kid. So I just think Steven, you know, being 15 years old, he was really naive, because the money started rolling in. From what they had told me, Berger kind of stopped caring about Steven's like career. And in that case, he kind of gave Steven a little bit more freedom, like go hang out with your friends, go do this, go hang out with girls, they had drove a BMW. I remember him telling them, like, go take the BMW, go hang out with your homies.
Even then, like, Steven's what, 15 years old at the time, and the media is painting him like as this big criminal.
They made it seem like Steven and Jose were orchestrating this whole thing of like trying to get multiple women and lying to multiple women to sleep with them. That was never the case. As far as when I was involved, that was never ever the case. There was.
Wait, so how old is he right here? Anybody know? He's probably 9, right? I mean, he's pretty small. And when he was sitting down on that couch, he probably looked around 15.
No, like, oh, let's do this and do that and lie to girls to hook up with girls. That was never the case. So the media portraying that, like making it seem like it was like,
yo, he's signing a $1 bill. You think that $1 bill is like floating around, or has it been like ripped up and shit? That thing's probably still getting passed around from cashier to cashier, to people to people. Funny.
Like Jose was this ringleader and Steven was kind of the pawn.
Yeah,
I got it right here, matter of
These
fact.
girls, that was bullshit, bro. Like straight up, that was bullshit. The last day of court, Steven got dismissed of all the charges.
The Rose Love Co. YouTube channel was like the most recent like activity I could find involving Steven, like on social media. That's kind of like the main question of this video, is like what Steven's been up to nowadays, like in the past like 2-3 years.
It was a brief conversation. He had said that he was going to school to get his GED again. Like, I guess he fully like was like in the course to get his GED. He was asking about music and skating as if he was interested. I remember bringing it back up to him, like, oh, are you still down to skate? Are you still on a phone? You should come out. We should link up. Like, how are you doing mentally? Like, I think he lost his password to his YouTube channel, or his social media had gotten hacked or something like that. He had told me he was in New Mexico, living in New Mexico. I don't know what happened, but I think they got over LA during the pandemic. And then that was kind of like where we left off. I haven't talked to him since. I maybe messaged him a few times, and I haven't heard from him. I actually talked to his brother maybe about a week ago, and his brother said that he was doing fine, just doing school and kind of just, you know, being more of a homebody.
Well, I mean, for the most part, I feel like the people will be happy to hear that he's doing at least good. Because I'm sure like his real fans they could live without like the videos and music, but I feel like a lot of them just wanted to know like if he's doing okay. You know, he kind of just like disappeared off social media.
I know he made it very clear that he didn't want to come back to social media. So
yeah, because I was wondering that like if he ever wanted to come back, like maybe just start doing like chill vlogs or have some type of social media presence, like I do think he would be able to make a comeback, because I still see comments on his channel like asking where he's at, but then I'm like, there, like I just had a feeling that like there's no way he wants to be on social media. Damn, what a fucking story, bro. That was like an hour. I mean, it's good to hear that he's doing sort of good, you know, interested in going like a traditional route, getting on his school shit, all that. But like, damn, it's sick to get an update. And like, shout out to Dropping Hammers, bro, for sharing this on my channel. Like, that kid, bro, Steven was like, everybody watched him. Did you watch him? They banned his merch at my school, like the cup noodles, like not the honey, but like the scumbag 4DGK shit. I remember I was like low-key jealous, like, because I skated at the time. I made videos, obviously nowhere near like as entertaining as his, but like seeing him get all this attention from like girls and shit and like all this popularity, there was like a little part of me, like I watched his videos, but I was like, there was this girl I dated in middle school who I still talk to. I think like after we stopped dating or talking or whatever in like 6th or 7th grade, she went to one of his meet and greets and like they kissed.
Like on the lips?
And I was hurt. Yeah, just like a little peck, but you know, you're like 12 years old, 13, you're like fucking heartbroken.
12-year-olds, you know, are kissing each other, man. That's crazy. Well, there you go. That's the story of Steven Fernandez. It's pretty sad, man. I mean, it is. I don't blame the kid, man. He's young. Kids, when they're that young, they don't have guidance. They don't get the proper guidance, and they fall into the wrong places. You know? So it's very important to guide these kids into the right direction. Because if they're not, then they're just going to have to learn on their own. Kind of like Steven Fernandez. I mean, I think I'm sure he's doing good down in New Mexico, man. I hope that kid's doing good. Wouldn't want to wish no type of bad energy on anybody, you know? Not even that kid. He still got a lot of learning to do. Wait. How old's the kid in the first place? Yeah, he's 22 years old. Kid's still young, man. He still got a lot of learning to do. Anyways. Well, if y'all enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the family. We're gonna keep on pushing out as many videos as we can. Don't forget to turn your push notifications on. I know some of you don't have them turned on for me. So that way you guys can receive notifications when I drop a new video. Subscribe. There's a percentage of you that are not subscribed but yet watch my videos, so just feel free to subscribe. It's free. Drop a comment down below if you want me to react to a video. Right now I'm just searching the web for videos to react to, and so far I'm finding some good ones. So and I'm gonna go ahead and just sign off. Leave y'all with that. Catch y'all in the next video. See ya.